Hey, how's it going? Good evening. This is Actitud y Pasión. I am Ray Martinez and my great co-host, Marycruz. How's it going, Marycruz? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te va?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios, Ray. Aquí lista para saludar a todos los que se van a estar conectando con mucho
Right?
gusto.
Eso.
¿Y tú cómo estás el día de hoy?
¿Qué tal, Clarisa? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo te va? Dice Marycruz. Hey, okay. She's
Ay,
one of our latest fans. And let's see, I am live on Actitud y Pasión, and I am live on the YouTube channel, and we are live on my ¿cómo se llama? On my um, profile page. So we're cool. Go ahead and share, and we're gonna have a great time, guys. So actually, today's show is about Thanksgiving. We're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow. Mañana es el día de dar gracias, ¿verdad? Y se celebra, yo creo que ya a un nivel mundial, empezó aquí en los Estados Unidos, pero yo creo que ya se celebra en otros lugares, ¿verdad? Y qué bonito, es una bonita tradición. Es un día que damos gracias, ¿verdad? Pero realmente las debemos de ver todos los días, pero pues es un día especial, ¿verdad? Es verdad. Yo pienso que
sí,
todas las celebraciones deben de ser todo el día, todos los días.
yes.
All right? I mean, they should be every day.
¿Para
But
qué esperar a un día?
yeah. Everybody should celebrate their birthday every day. Why not? ¿Qué dice Kimberly? Kimberly, ¿qué tal? Kimberly,
Hola,
hello. ¿Qué dice Miss Kimberly?
Dice, hello, los andaba buscando, solo veo su en vivo y me voy a dormir.
No te
Muy bien,
mires, no te
Kimberly, muchas
mueras, no te
gracias.
duermas. No te duermas, tómate otra. Hey, all
Excelente.
right. Cool. No, Kimberly, hey, you're awesome. You're awesome, Kimberly. So, wow. So great. So, Thanksgiving, today we come together, or normally tomorrow we're going to come together. We're going to celebrate gratitude, love, and the cherished moments that brings us together. That was brings the family together. Or nowadays también hay amigos que se juntan to actually tonight they get together and they celebrate Thanksgiving, ¿verdad?
Oh,
So that's very special. Join us. So, tonight we're going to talk about, where maybe some of the life's blessings. Maybe we'll share some stories and, that kind of deal. And what makes, the holiday memorable. But no matter where you are, there's something to be thankful for, ¿verdad? There's something to be thankful for. We could be thankful for health and well-being, having the strength to live each day and care for ourselves and others. We need to be thankful for our family, the love, support, the memories, that we share with those that are close to us, our friends, I mean, that's got to be in the top five, our friends, the laughter, those jokes, the companionship, the encouragement that they bring to us. And of course our home, we got to be thankful for our home, la casita donde vivemos, ¿verdad? The laughter that we share in there, and so on, the food and the nourishment that we bring into our bodies, that fuels our bodies, that gives us strength. For those of you maybe in business or not maybe in business, or it doesn't really have to be business, it could be anything, but the opportunities that we've gained this year, whether they be in business, whether they've been in education, like in studies, or whether they've been in just a job opportunity, the opportunity of maybe meeting that special lady in your life, that special man in your life, that kind of deal. So that's a cool deal, It's thankful for our community, especially you live in a nice community, and you bond with your neighbors y todo eso, and that's really cool, sometimes that's kind of hard, sometimes it's not, it just depends. Well, depende donde vives, ¿verdad? I mean, sometimes, sometimes the neighbors get along and sometimes they don't. I happen to have good neighbors, so we're okay. How about nature? Are we thankful for nature?
Oh, nature,
World
yes.
that's around us, the sunrises, the sunset, the moon, the stars, everything we see around us, the flowers. I live in an area where there's a lot of ducks and a lot of, como geese and different types of birds. Because there's a bunch of pericos in the morning that are just singing, and
Wow.
you take those things for granted, that
Yes.
are there. Maybe thankful for the love and kindness, the acts of care and compassion that have come through our lives. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes we go and we start the year or whatever, and there's challenges. There's deaths.
Yes.
There's maybe somebody in your life is on the negative side, negative vibes, giving you causing you problems. And so the lessons that you might have learned and the strength gained from overcoming that obstacle, so life challenges, you got to be thankful for that. En los moments of joy, los momentos del gozo, ¿verdad? ¿Qué tal, Remy? ¿Cómo te va? And also our freedom. We live in a country where we're basically free. Other countries don't have that freedom, or it's
Yes.
very limited. And so we're free to do that. Gratitude helps us focus on the things in life, even when things are tough. What are you
Yes.
most thankful for this year? What are you most thankful for, Maricruz? ¿De qué estás agradecida en este año?
¿De qué estoy agradecida? Primero que nada, cada día, cada día yo creo que estoy agradecida cuando me levanto. Simplemente el hecho de respirar y levantarme, to be here. And
Yeah.
other than that, family, my husband,
Mm.
I still have my mom. She's, we have the privilege that she's still with us. My husband still has his father and his mother, so that's something to be super thankful for, and just cherish like moments that,
Yeah.
like you said, we take for granted, and they're not blessings. We're just blessed, and sometimes we don't see it. We focus on, since we don't have it that bad, we focus on, ay, esta persona me hizo la cara chueca, o ay, me salió una araña, o en cosas así que
Sí.
cuando te fijas, it's dumb and, stupid. And si nos enfocamos en agradecer, you have more, your mind automatically starts thinking of more things to be grateful for. And,
Mm.
you get this energy, this vibe, and you start, growing that and attracting everything, all the good to you.
Sí, sí.
Y lo
No,
mejor de todo, que cuando estás en el modo de agradecimiento, there's no suffering, because you're in that state of gratefulness, that you don't suffer. You don't think of the past, you don't think of the future. You're not thinking of things that made you suffer, or things that are gonna make you suffer, so you're just grateful.
No, qué bien, qué bien, qué bien. Dice, hey, Remy, ¿qué tal? Hola, Ray. Dice, ¿qué dice? Ay, qué.
Dice Ray, ¿dónde andabas que te peinaste?
Oh,
Ya te
wouldn't you like to know? Es un
gratitude and
secreto,
faith.
secreto. No, yo todo el tiempo me peino, yo todo el tiempo me peino en las mañanas. ¿Qué dice aquí? Gratitude and faith. Ya,
Gratitude and faith.
sí, sí, claro que sí. ¿Qué tal?
Así se llama su libro.
Sí, su libro se llama, ¿cómo se llama su libro? Se llama
Gratitud y fe.
Gratitud y Fe, ¿verdad? Gratitud y Fe. Dice Clarissa, I actually met, well, I've seen her before at the library, but I ran into her at Golden Corral. Well, you know what Golden Corral? It's a restaurant, but that's a chain where they have buffet. She happened to be there, and we got you hug, and all that. So it was pretty cool, Clarissa has become a one of our top fans, I guess, here. So pretty cool. So she's always on the show, and she said hi to you the other time, or te mandó saludos también.
Oh, gracias, Clarissa.
No, pues sí, pero sí es verdad. Una cosa que dijiste aquí ahorita, when you're in the stage or in the level of gratitude, everything is, I'm just gonna say another word, peaceful. Everything is pure. Everything is fine. Cuando estamos en el nivel de la gratitud, todo está en paz. Todo está bien. Y qué curioso, ¿verdad? I mean, no curioso en la forma curiosa, pero it's true. Es verdad. Por eso dicen que tenemos que tener gratitud. That's why they say we need to be thankful, because at that stage is when we start growing. And in success, not only in the Bible, but in success, they always talk about gratitude. You were just with Tony Robbins in New York, and I'm sure they mentioned gratitude, and I'm sure they mentioned all of these things that we take for granted, that we don't understand, but it's true. I mean, you were on tour. You went to New York, and then you ended up in Mexico City, and you did that. It's like, man, Marycruz was on tour, man. I think cuando se acaba el tour, because I miss you, man.
I miss you guys too, but I'm here and I'm thankful for that too, having that opportunity to be over there and meeting so many wonderful people, different backgrounds, all kinds of businesses and levels, and being able to celebrate my husband's birthday in Mexico with his
con la familia.
Sí, estaba padrísimo estar un día, vi amanecer en New York y el siguiente en San Miguel de Allende. I was like, this feels awesome.
Y que le cantaron, estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David a los muchachos bonitos.
Sí,
no, pues qué bien. No, but it's cool. But it's cool that when you get to travel like that, and you travel on business, and you travel to learn, and you travel to grow, and you travel to become more successful and go to the next level. That's awesome. But then you travel in the other sense when you're traveling, together with family, eso también es muy bonito, because those are people that you don't see, or maybe you don't know the whole family, and you get to meet new family members, y hay como que hay otras nuevas conexiones que se conectan, and it's a really cool time, ¿verdad? It depends, Si te tratan bien, pues qué bonito. Si te tratan mal, pues, okay, see you later. We'll see you in 20 years, that kind of deal. Pero cuando hay conexión bonita, pues, o sea, vas a hacer el esfuerzo para venir para atrás, because it was a joyful time, and you leave and you already miss them. You know what I'm saying? A veces así, a veces no es así. It just depends. We were talking about it the last time we were on the show, and how to make a happy holiday, how to have happy holidays and all that. And I'm sure you put in practice some of the stuff you did, because we talked about, porque you have to go in happy. You have to go in with the attitude that I'm gonna get the best out of this weekend, and pase lo que pase. I'm gonna be the good vibe person. Voy a ser la persona con las buenas intenciones y las buenas actitudes, y me voy a sonreír, y que pase lo que pase. Yo voy a ser el amor de alrededor de mí. And then that's what you got to do, Si vas a tener mañana, por favor, no se enojen. No se enojen, espérense otro día para enojarse, mañana no. Y si hay alguien en la familia que todo el tiempo, ¿Pa qué la invitaste? You know, that kind of deal. Hey, just smile and be nice.
Yes.
Porque no perdemos, no ganamos nada. Nomás se pierde el momento, se pierde el gozo del momento.
Exactly.
And so, you know, that's really, really, really cool. You know, I think one of the things that I mentioned was the opportunities, you know, the opportunities that we have that have presented themselves to us this year, you know.
Wow.
Porque las oportunidades, yo me acuerdo when COVID first started, and my business is face to face, sitting down with a student, and if that's not happening, I'm not making money. And so that's also when I started to do talk shows. And actually, I started to do talk shows before. I was with another page called Talk Show Central RTV Style. Me and a buddy of mine, we were doing shows, and I remember doing that. And then I remember, well, it's COVID, and then my schedule's reducing, you know, because we couldn't meet. And so then I go, okay, so an idea person creates, and I'm an idea person, and I've always been a creator. I created, and so I said, you know what, we need to get on the ball here. We need to do something. So I'm already using StreamYard. I think I first started to use Zoom because everybody was using Zoom. So I remember first using Zoom and inviting, you know, hey, well, let's do lessons online and all that. But at some point, no querían, you know, because they wanted to touch the pieces. They wanted to be you know, close to me and all of that. And a lot of kids went through that, you know. But I think it's the time that where we grew it, huh? And so then I say, let's come to the house. I have a big old porch in the back, and una mesa acá de este lado, otra mesa de este lado, and we were separated, y con los shields, y la mask, y el spray, you know, el Lysol, and, you know, and we made it happen, you know, pero opportunities, creating opportunities. Sometimes the opportunity presents itself. Sometimes you have to create the opportunity. But I've always believed that winners create opportunities.
Yes.
If you don't believe that you're a winner, then definitely take advantage of every opportunity that pops up into your life, you know, because you never know. Sometimes with that in mind, we have to go and say, you have to take a chance. Because sometimes we don't take a risk. I think you were talking about something like that esta semana en uno de tus 5-minute talks or 10-minute talks que estuviste. El quizás or something. ¿Cómo deciste? Some phrase, some little phrase like that you were talking about. It wasn't quizás. It was porque. No, it wasn't porque. It was something like it didn't happen, and you know, you used a certain phrase, and I really liked it. Nomás que se me olvidó. Pero quizás no porque. No, it wasn't que importa, but it's some phrase that you use, and it was so true because it doesn't matter if you go with it or you don't go with it. If you're successful or not successful, what matters is that you try.
Yes.
Que le das. You take a chance, and just because once upon a time you tried something and you fail, that doesn't mean you're going to fail all the time. If you think about it, most of our great winners in life have been great failures.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Abraham Lincoln, I was talking about Abraham Lincoln. The guy couldn't win anything. He couldn't win a single election. No podía ganar ninguna election. And he became president of the United States.
Exactly.
Michael Jordan, world's best basketball player, ni el equipo de su high school lo quería. El coach le dijo, tú no sirves para nada, nunca vas a tener ningún éxito en basketball. And look at him, he became the best, the best in the world at basketball. We need to stop listening to those negative voices. We need to stop listening to those people that tell us that we cannot accomplish what we want to. Tenemos que parar de oír las voces de esas personas que nos dicen que tú no puedes. Tú no puedes. Tú eres mujer, tú eres hombre, tú eres mexicano, tú eres negro, tú eres japonés, whatever it is.
O estás muy
tú eres
grande.
pobre, tú no traes la ropa que se debes traer, traes un carro bien viejo, mira, estás bien feo, o whatever.
Yes.
No escuches las voces negativas que te dicen que tú no puedes. You can do it, tú puedes, you can achieve anything you want to achieve, but it's up to you to go for it.
Yes.
Todo está en ti para que lo logres. Nadie más lo va a lograr por ti. Diosito no lo va a lograr por ti porque
No.
dice, hey, tú dale gas y yo te ayudo, you know? Does that make sense? It's true. It says,
Yes, exactly.
so it's not, some people think, oh, I pray, pero nunca hace nada. You know,
No.
it's like saying, okay, I'm going to pray to buy to win the lottery. Oh, Diosito, dame la lottery, pero nunca compras un boleto, pues ¿cómo la vas a ganar?
Exactly.
You know, it takes a little bit of action on your part, you know,
Yes.
so that you can win. And I know I'm trying to be funny and all that, but it makes sense. We gotta take a step towards our goals. Tenemos que tomar pasos hacia las metas que queremos lograr. Porque sin
Sí,
los pasos hacia las metas que queremos lograr, no vamos a tener ningún éxito. Y tenemos que tenemos que estar agradecidos por eso. Tenemos que estar agradecidos porque tomamos esos pasitos, esos pequeños pasitos que los ayudan a tomar otros pequeños pasitos que los ayudan a tomar pasos más grandes, que los ayudan a tomar pasos mucho más grandes y brincando y saltando hasta el éxito. Porque that's what it takes. Si no celebramos esas victorias y we're not thankful about those little victories, we're never going to be successful. Nunca vamos a tener el éxito que tenemos, nunca vamos a tener la casa que quieres, nunca vas a tener el carro que quieres, nunca vas a tener el trabajo que tú quieres, nunca vas a conseguir la novia que quieres, el novio que quieres, nunca vas a conseguir nada porque vas a estar en la tristeza y vas a estar en el, ¿cómo se llama? In the stage of where you are not winning. O sea, you flatline in negativity, you flatline in misery, you flatline in losership.
yes.
And that's a new word, losership,
Losership,
¿verdad?
that's true.
Porque te quedas en que soy un perdedor, te quedas en que
Sí.
no sirvo para nada, te digo que no puedo vencer nada, no puedo hacer nada, y ahí te quedas estacado y nunca sales de allí. Sometimes it's even worse than the comfort zone.
It's that downward spiral. You go down, 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 down. Y luego también, Ray, hay veces se nos olvida que es la persistencia, como dijiste, Abraham Lincoln, Michael Jordan, you know, there's a wonderful book that's called the 10 Scrolls. No, it's not. It talks about the 10 Scrolls. Y el tercer scroll habla de I will persist until I succeed. You know, no es de que, oh, vas a ganar, dale por aquí. No, es de que te caes, te paras, but you're gonna persist until you succeed. Michael Jordan persisted until he succeeded. Abraham Lincoln, like you said, no podía ganar nada. Ninguna elección, ni siquiera se me hace que de gobierno ni nada. And he made it to president. So he persisted until he succeeded. And so many times we think, oh, ya con esto que haga y ya, no, pues ya fallé hasta aquí llegué. No, you get up and you do it again. You get up until you succeed.
Right.
And like, you know, like Tony Robbins says, if there's no path, you freaking make the path.
Hey, I like that. If there's no path, you freaking make the path. If there's no path, you make the path. Keep going. I like that. That is so cool. Yeah.
And that's the kind of mindset, you know, that we should have. But like you said, si nos metemos en esa mentalidad de negativismo, de victimismo, de perdedor, de que esto me pasa, de que no tengo control, then you start going in that downward spiral and good luck. Pero también tenemos la oportunidad, you know, to go the opposite and direct our life, our path, where we going, what our destiny is gonna be like. And that is, under our control because we're the ones that make our decisions. Y para esto se me hace tan importante lo que se llama priming. Because we get primed all the time and we don't notice it by social media, by commercials, by TV, by everything. They're slamming all kinds of stuff, the direction they want us to go. They want us to go. Incluso ahora para las elecciones, o sea, estaba yo sorprendida cómo a ciertas artistas les pagaron hasta $1 millón por persuadir a la gente que votara por cierta persona, y hasta $100,000 y creo que $10 millones. O sea, estas no son cantidades pequeñas de artistas claves que persuadieran hacia irte a cierto lugar. Y esa es la cosa. Toda la gente no nos estamos dando cuenta de los mensajes que nos están mandando a la subconsciencia. ¿Por qué no mejor nosotros nos condicionamos, nos entrenamos? ¿Qué mensajes nos mandamos para llegar a donde queremos? Y esto se llama, priming, preparar tu terreno, tu mente of where you want to go in that day, that week, that month, that year,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, and it's good that you say that word priming, and in construction or in pintura, they use a primer to set up to set up a foundation for the main color, the main paint to go in para que agarre bien el color y se quede bien así. So priming is very important, man. That's so true. But I like what you said there, Marycruz. If there's no path, quoting Tony Robbins, if there's no path, you make the path. I'll amend it to you must make the path.
Yes.
And that is so true, porque si no creamos el camino, no vamos a llegar al éxito. Si no creamos el camino, no vamos a llegar a mañana. Nos vamos a quedar en el mismo ahora. ¿Cuántos ahoras queremos en el resto de nuestra vida? So it's like, wow, so tell me, have you already set some goals for 2025?
Yes.
Tell us.
Of course I have. Pero ya con how do you say that? Con tiempo. No, ya trabajando en ellos, ya con un mapa de qué hacer, cómo hacer, cómo voy a llegar allí y todo eso. No esperar hasta las 12 de la noche del 31 de diciembre y decir, quiero esto y esto. No. ¿Y sabes qué? Right, precisamente today I was talking about that in my life that I did. Precisamente estaba hablando de eso, de cómo, how to make lasting change, because sometimes we make changes and we do it for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for 2 months, but we go back. It doesn't stay. It doesn't last.
Yeah.
I was talking about that today. And especialmente lo que todo mundo hace al empiezo del año, que es lo más común, lo más general, que es que perder peso. ¿Cuántos hemos perdido peso y lo perdemos y lo logramos?
Yeah.
But then we go back y lo ganamos exactamente el mismo o más. Because you know what? Today I was talking about standards. How, we have poor standards. When we create high standards, because we have high standards in the areas that we want. We're like, oh no, I'm not that kind of person. Oh, I don't do that, because we have those standards or family standards, Pero en otras áreas que queremos cambiar, we have poor standards. That's why we keep coming back, and we don't have that lasting change. But it's time to raise our standards, because when you have those high standards, it becomes an identity. It becomes who you are, and you're like, I'm not that person. So now it hurts your identity, Like, I won't do that because I'm not that kind of person. So it's the same thing, If I'm this kind of person, ¿qué cosas como? ¿Qué tanto hago ejercicio? ¿Qué, raise those standards in the areas that we want to see the lasting change, because it becomes our identity. We identify ourselves with those things. There's like the Jews, the Muslims, they have they don't need certain things, and that's their standard. They have a standard in their life, and Jews, they pray 3 times a day. Muslims, they pray 5 times a day. It's a standard. And us, we have standards also, but in the things that we want to change that don't last, that's where we have to raise our standards.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar. And what standards does that person that we want to become have? How do they eat? How many times a week do they work out? For how long? What's their standard? And you don't go below that. ¿Y cuántos ejemplos hay, por ejemplo, de todos podemos ver, estamos subiendo de más de peso y decimos, oh, no. Hay un momento que decimos, ya aquí le tengo que parar because you went too high. So now, you don't have a certain standard, but you have like a certain, vamos a decir, meter, I guess, of so many inches or so much weight, right? And you're like, oh, no, ya me estoy pasando. Y le bajas, ¿verdad? O también en relaciones, ¿verdad? O no, yo no permito ciertas cosas, o yo permito ciertas cosas, y si alguien se trata de pasar, oh, no, I don't allow that. So we have standards. And
boundaries.
We have high standards. The thing is, where we have the poor standards, let's raise the bar for that lasting change. So, eso fue de lo que estuve hablando ahora, pero sí, vienen metas, pero hay que hacerlas. Let's make that change last. Let's make that change last. No como lo que pasó este año, el año pasado, el antepasado, o que es algo continuo ya de nuestra vida y simplemente no lo logramos. Y no lo logramos, why? Because our standards have to be raised. So, I think that's something very amazing. Y también, Ray, quería tocar sobre como lo que estabas diciendo de la gente que te empieza a decir cosas negativas o que no puedes o esto o lo otro. Sometimes, just like you were saying, they're speaking from their own reality, because for them, it's impossible. For them, they're limited. For them, they have that limited mindset. For them, it's impossible in their life, but you're not them.
Right.
So everybody speaks from their own reality, right? Their own identity, their own way of how they perceive life.
Right.
That's not you. That's not us, right? So like you said, they have no right to be telling you what you can do and what you can accomplish. Pero sí, eso con las metas. ¿Y tú?
The thing is, I do. But before I wanted to make this, because I think the thing is, if you're going to be successful, you need to make it a lifestyle. You know, too many times we're going after diets, we're going after diets, we're going after this, we're going
Yeah.
after that. But you have to, it has to become a lifestyle. Once it becomes a lifestyle, then you're no longer doing a diet because you're going to automatically eat healthier. You're automatically going to look, or you're going to choose the restaurants that have better food or healthier food for you. For instance, yo ya tengo años que no me paro a ningún burger place. I don't eat, I used to love Whataburger. I mean, not that Whataburger, pero what is it, Burger King? I used to love Burger King. I used to love Jack in the Box. I don't do that. I used to like, there's certain McDonald's every once in a while, que las fries, que esto, que lo otro, ¿verdad? But there's certain foods that I don't eat anymore because they're not healthy for me.
Yes.
They don't have, you know, they're not going to give me any benefits to my body, or they're not going to help me lose weight, or they're not going to help me, you know, live a longer life. And so I cut those things out of my life. And you have to have that standard where you cut whatever is not helping you to become or grow to become a healthier person as you get older in life. At whatever age you are, whether you're young 30s or young 40s or, you know, later 60s or later 70s, you can still change and create a lot of momentum towards living a better life. Y es la cosa que tenemos que parar las cosas, especialmente las comidas, ¿verdad? Ahorita viene una temporada donde que los tamales, que los buñuelos, and all of those goody stuff. And I think the other thing too is that when you have a lifestyle, you can actually enjoy, you know, maybe eating a buñuelo. You can enjoy maybe having some tamales because you know you're not going to become a pig about it. You're not going to overindulge in it because you're just doing it for the fellowship of what's going on around you, and you're doing it, you know, because you enjoyed it at one time. It's not healthy for you, but you know, una probadita no le hace daño a nadie, ¿verdad? And because again, your standards are high and you're okay with that. Now, if you don't want to completely not do it, pues that's up to you. You don't have to. I'm not saying that you should, pero you know, don't feel bad because muchas personas, they're on diets and they come across the holidays and they go, ah, man, and then they have that guilt. Ay, ay, ay,
Exactly.
cookie. Oh, que I had this, you know. You know, hey, mira quién llegó.
Anel,
Anel, ¿qué
mucho
tal,
gusto.
Anel?
Dice, hola Ray y Maricruz, que tengan un bendecido día de acción de gracias. Oh,
Gracias, amiga. Muchas gracias. Igualmente a ti y tu familia. Y and so that's the thing, you know, when you're living a lifestyle, you know, you're going to do, you're going to, you know, it's not going to be a big deal that you had a piece of cake, a piece of pumpkin pie or apple pie or pecan pie. En esta temporada se usa mucho el pumpkin pie, el pecan pie, pues, hey man, have a bite, you know, no.
Exactly.
Ahora, si no quieres, pues no te lo comas, ¿verdad? Like for instance, I don't traditionally eat turkey because turkey is not my to-go food. In the past, I guess 5 years, I've had where I don't even eat turkey because turkey is not part of my diet. I eat chicken, but turkey is not. So I don't eat turkey, you know. But this year, maybe I'll have a little bit, you know, I don't know. I think I've gotten to where my standard of what I eat is already there, established. It's not going to knock me down, you know. Y es la cosa. So I would say enjoy the holidays, and you know, you need to have your standards. Como dice Marycruz, have your standards, and then if you need to, raise them up because maybe your standards are a little on the low side. Mejor tu barra de donde están you know, I don't know, tus valores de cómo cuidas tu vida, están un poco bajos, pues hay que subirlas. No estoy hablando de valores en otra forma, pues, o sea, el standard, ¿verdad? That kind of deal. As far as goals, well, one of my goals last year was to become debt free this year, and I've accomplished that. ¿verdad?
What?
I think we were talking about,
Yes.
maybe investing. We were talking about that,
Uh-huh.
Marycruz.
Yes.
And so I think this year one of the goals is to start studying about investing.
Yes. That's
Because I'm not going to go into a game that I don't know
don't
anything
know.
about. And
Yes.
and so I have certain friends that have done it and have told me do this, do that. Y pues no he tenido el tiempo back in the last couple of years or all that. Y ahorita estoy hablando con una amiga de California and she's really big into that. I had another friend of mine que he's really big into that. And so I'm going to tap into my resources. I might even
Yes.
ask you what you suggest and all of that, because
Yes.
a winner will always seek mentorship. A winner will
Yes.
always seek advice. It's in the Bible. Seek
Yes.
advice and you will be successful. I don't see that.
Mhm.
I'm misquoting it, but it's in the Bible. ¿Verdad? Another thing I want to do this year is I want to re-get or ¿cómo te reestablish my weight loss. I had lost a lot of weight and I kind of plateau y me quedé
Oh.
así, ¿no? So I
Mhm.
want to reestablish that and go really after it and do away
Uh-huh.
with it. ¿Verdad?
Yes. Mhm.
Another thing I want to do is I want to see how I can work less.
Ooh.
Works, I guess maybe work smarter or something. Because really, I mean, a lot of people come to me for chess lessons, and I mean, I work every single day. I'm working with at least 5 or 6 students a day, and 3 days out of the week, I'm doing classes, and it's like I love it so much that I don't want to get burned out.
Yes.
It'll
Mhm.
be really for me to get burned out,
Yeah.
and then once that happens, then I'll start not giving my best to my individual
Mhm.
students.
Yes.
And so I want to that's one of the things that I want to establish in my plan this year is how can I work smarter, how can I create
Mhm.
other forms of teaching to where I
Yes.
can work less but maybe give more and
Uh-huh.
less, because I believe in the win-win. I believe in the
Yes.
win-win. I always say, hey, as long as I have a product that they want, then I'm able to maybe even lower the value because I'm going to get more.
Uh-huh.
If that
Yes.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Although
Mhm.
come January, I am raising my rates, and I was going to raise my rates before COVID, but when COVID started, I said no, this is not the time to raise my rates, so I'm going to keep them down, and so it's time for me to raise them. Y
Yes.
salga lo que salga, if I lose 100% of the business, I don't know. I know I won't, but
Uh-huh.
you know, a standard has to be met, and
Yes.
you gotta be paid what you're worth,
Yes. Mhm.
and there's some areas where people say, hey man, you should go over there because they'll pay you this much, and you are definitely worth that much.
Yes.
But I want to stay in this area, ¿verdad?
Mm.
So that's one thing. Another thing too is I was thinking of buying a car. I was thinking of buying a
Ooh.
car.
A
In
Tesla?
my area, no conviene. No conviene. You buy a new car, buy in 6 months, pues ya que te lo rasparon, y le pegaron
Yeah.
o algo, it's like, no. So what I started to do already, even before the year, is I made sure that my car was at 100% on the mechanical side, which it is now. And
Wow.
so I'm just going to have it painted, maybe, do some
Okay.
other stuff and maybe make it a little bit cooler and all that, invest maybe $4,000, and I have a brand new car for another 10 years. And
Exactly.
I
Yes.
know it sounds cheap and all that, but you know what? And at the end of the day, do things really matter? Do physical things
No.
really matter? As long as the car takes me from point A to point B and it
Yes.
looks pretty decent, hey,
Mhm.
as long as I have air conditioning and I have music in my car, I'm okay. That's all I need. Con que tenga el aire las llantas y me muevan, hey, I'm happy. But those kind of deals. And I think another thing that I want to do this year is I want to study. I want not study like for a degree or anything, but just study to become a more a more learned person.
Yes.
Does that make sense? A more
Yes.
learned person. And I think as we grow to learn, we grow. And
Yes.
when we grow, I think another thing that happens is that we stay a little bit on the younger side. We stay a little
Mhm.
bit on the more spiritual side. We stay a little bit more on the healthier side. We stay definitely, like we were talking about, on the thankful side, the gratitude for it. And I think that's the other thing, that I want to be more grateful for the things that I do have around me, because este, uh, you know, maybe I haven't been as much as I need to be, you know. And I think those are some of the steps. A lot of times, guys, the goals don't have to be monumental. They don't have to be
Ah,
goals that wow, you're gonna move a mountain, or okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Sometimes smaller goals, or sometimes harder than certain goals. Uh,
yes,
is the when the goal involves yourself and the improvement of yourself. Those are hard goals. Those are hard goals, I think,
very hard.
because you have to motivate yourself on a daily basis to accomplish what you said you were going to do. And
Yes,
I encourage all of you to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, and become the better you can become in 2025. I don't
yes.
know.
That's what
Síguele.
Warren Buffett says every time he's interviewed. Like, viene esto en la economía, we're in winter economically, esto y lo otro, y que están pasando todas estas cosas. The first thing he says, they ask him, what should we, invest in? The first thing he says is yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because you invest here and this fills your pockets.
Yes, it's true.
And the other way around, you will always be, dependent on the economy.
Yeah. And I think it was you that said, hey, mira que está. Hey, me good friend, Jasenia. Jasenia used to live in the same city that I used to live on, and now she lives up in the closer to the Houston area. And she's an
Oh,
awesome woman. She's very strong, independent woman. And it's her and her husband and her two boys. Her two boys study with me. Yes, and I see one of them, Jonathan. The other time I forgot Jonathan's name, but I see Jonathan every once in a while. He now works in medicine, and he's doing extremely well. So I'm real proud of him, and I'm real well. También uh, Osvaldo. Osvaldo, I don't know. He was going into space engineering, and I think he's gonna eventually end up at NASA or something, because that
he's
kid
gonna end
had
up
a
with
drive.
Elon
No,
Musk.
this kid had a drive, man. This kid. Let me tell you a story about Osvaldo. Osvaldo was gonna go to nationals one year, and I've told this story before because I'm really proud of him. He was gonna go to nationals one year, and I said, Osvaldo, you ready to go to nationals? He goes, sir, I'm not gonna go. ¿Cómo que no vas a ir? Y dijo, sí, ¿y por qué no? ¿Qué onda? What's the deal? No, es que I have to fly the airplane. Y en la escuela de ellos, he was in the 5th grade, that particular school had a flying course. And so they were going to fly a Cessna, pero nomás the top 3 students were going to fly a Cessna, a little, single engine airplane. And one of the requirements was that he couldn't miss a single day. And at that particular time, he wasn't even in the top 3. So but he was so focused, and that kind of deal. And he was doing just lessons. So, he was like one of my kids, and so there was a lot of encouragement. He heard a lot of positivity and all as far as that. But at the end of the year, he flew his Cessna. And I have video on that on Facebook where he's flying, and his mom recorded, and he was awesome. Aquí está, here's an update. He dice, he graduated with his bachelor's in aerospace engineering. He started his master's. Esa, qué bueno, qué bueno. Me lo saludas porque a él no lo ha visto en hace mucho. And you know what? Tell him to go to NASA, man. Tell him to go to NASA. He needs to become an astronaut, because this kid is so focused. Estaba in 5th grade. He's been after that. You know what he told me one time? I asked him, because most of the time when my kids get to middle school or high school, I'll ask them, so what are your plans? He wanted to go into the Air Force because he loved airplanes so much. Y le dije, you know what, that's cool, but why don't you get a degree, maybe become a lawyer, become a doctor or something, make enough money, buy an airplane, and then you can fly me around. And you know, and it's so cool that he's going after his master, because this
Yes.
kid is focused. This kid is driven, and he's going to become a leader in our future in aerodynamics engineering, which we
Wow.
definitely need. We need, you know, Leon Moss is seeking to, you know, he's you know, last week he shot down they was shot on a rocket up, and they did really well. All his tests have been going awesome, and so, you know, that's going to be there. NASA's there. I mean, there's going to be room for kids that are going into that field to have great jobs and be leaders in
Yes.
that field, you know. And so that is so cool. So thank you, Yesenia,
Wow.
for sharing that. Y un abrazo, and have a
Sí.
awesome Thanksgiving. And you know, you're always in my corazón. You know,
Oh,
she's a dear friend. You know, he's also, órale, he's a PA. He's a PA at A&M.
oh,
Very cool, man. Very cool. No, te
wow.
digo que este kid está pesado, man. He's going places. He's going places, man.
Yes.
You know, if he goes into the political arena, I would see him, you know, in office, you know, at some point. You know,
Wow.
I don't think he'll go that route, but maybe, who knows, you know. I mean, sometimes it could go or whatever. Pero qué bueno que está haciendo muy bien. I'm so proud of him. Y both Jonathan and Osvaldo, you know, so cool. Pero that's the thing, you know, you got to take chances. You got to go. You got to set the standard. If you're in an area where that's not possible, then move. Find
Move.
what you need to find to get your kids to be successful, to get your family to be successful, to get yourself to a place where you can be successful. There is always a next level. I know that Adriana and myself, we were in our early shows, we were always talking about getting to the next level, getting to the next level. And speaking of Adriana, in December, Adriana's coming back, but we're gonna do a show, her and I, because she can't do it at night porque she's just too tired and too busy.
Yes.
And so we're probably gonna have like a morning show or like mid lunch show, and so it'll be cool. So where we having Actitud y Pasión will have two shows starting in December, which is still okay because at one point I had 5 shows. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So it's pretty cool, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy that she's doing good. I had a
Yes.
great conversation with her last week. Yes, I think we talked for about an hour, and she's doing really, really good. Este,
Wow. That's
and the thing is too, one of the things that she was saying, well, I'm not gonna get into it, but one of the things we talked about was about people people not being grateful for the things that they're receiving. As you know, it's her project, but I was like her right hand as far as making sure that Las Pancitas Felices was running, that kind of deal. And when Martina died, she had to kind of move away and just have time for herself, and nobody stepped up. And so that is hard. That is hard when you
yes.
run a program and you're giving food away and you're giving education, because you want these people to get to the next level, to think independently, to come out of poverty and say, hey, we can do it. And people don't do that. It must be devastating to see that, something that you work so hard can't keep going.
Yes.
So I think as leaders, we need to learn to clone ourselves. Need to learn to teach others to be leaders,
Yes.
and sometimes it can happen and sometimes it doesn't. So when you pick partners like that, or you get involved in a situation, that's one of the things you look for: the quality of leadership in these people, whether they're leaders now or not. Can they become leaders? Because that'll make your job a lot easier. And that's, I think things happen. I don't know, it's kind of one of these, where it goes up and down. I don't know, but I think I know, Mari, in your case, that you had a great team when you were I know you were doing a lot of the work too, where you're running your business. and you know that, I mean,
Yes.
sometimes you need a great team to keep it going, because you're not the only
Yes.
one doing everything.
Mhm.
You have to
Yes.
be able to delegate, and you got to be able to
Mhm.
see, you got to be able to, como se dice, get people react, and they do what needs to be done without you even thinking about it, or you giving them direction.
Yes. Uh-huh. To take what is
Initiative.
the word? Yes, initiative. Yes.
Yeah. So no, that's so cool. That's so cool. Este, anyway, we got a little bit off the subject, but thankfulness, thankful for, if those of you that are in business, or those of you that have a small business, whether you have a store or a landscaping business, or you have, whatever, construction business, or you're in you're running a daycare or something, to be thankful for your team. Be thankful for your team, and hopefully you're training them to become leaders, or training them to be, people that you can rely on, because I
Yes.
mean, that's one thing, that's the hardest thing to do. I remember when I was in the photography business up in, I was running all over Arizona, New Mexico, and ended up in Puerto Rico. But when I came back from
Wow.
Puerto Rico, they sent me to Dallas, and they sent me to this store. They sent me to a place called Hypermart. In Hypermart, there was 5 in the United States, and they were the super Walmarts. The what is now the super Walmarts. That's where they were. That's the experiment that Sam Walton was having with the
Wow.
Hypermarts. They were huge. They were bigger than a super Walmart now. Tenían todo. The people in front, the customer service managers, were on roller skates. That's how big this place was.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was running the photography studio, and I was helping out with the photo lab. And when I went in there, the numbers were really low. And so I remember I went in there, and I had a meeting with my staff, and I said, okay, we're gonna have some changes, and we're gonna be running a program based on this. Pa, 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 pa. And then I started interviewing people, because I wanted to replace people, and those that got with the program got to keep. Pues de los people que estaban allí, I think there were 7. The 7 people that were there, only 2 people stayed. The rest did not make the cut. And then I brought in some new people, and man, all of a sudden the numbers started going. And one of the things was that I would have morning meetings, and a lot of praise, and a lot of lifting them up, and a lot of the thanking them for the ideas that they would have during the days, and thanking them for the way they handle customers and all of that. And all of a sudden, these guys, when I first got there, the people there were not happy. And they weren't happy because they weren't making the money. And so um, one of the things I told my boss is that I want all new employees and the people that stay here to have a little small, or whatever you can give is a raise. I want an incentive,
Wow.
Y
Uh-huh.
yo creo que les dio un dime o algo así. Now, back in the day, a dime was like a lot,
Wow.
pero that's what did it, And I think a lot of times, and even from there, I was able to grow three managers that went into different stores, and were able to do what I was doing. Because that
Wow.
is the key. You
Mhm.
duplicate yourself,
Yes.
Y so those of you in business, hey, you want to grow your business, whatever it is, guess what? You're not the only one that's going to be doing. You want some people working for you, and that's where the money comes in, when you can get other people to work for you. So I don't know. That's just there.
Yes.
Pero
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
This is cool, right?
That's a great tip, a great strategy secret, for anybody in business. I mean, what
Okay.
you're giving them right now, is some people don't know. Some people
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
it, or we want to do everything,
yeah.
como dicen en español, eres la todóloga o todólogo, like, okay, run over
Mm,
here, do this, but you're getting overwhelmed,
yeah.
frustrated, the quality is not coming out,
Mm,
you're getting burned out. Like you
Yes.
said, eventually you're going to get burned out.
Yeah. No,
So
yes, yeah,
every
and that's the worst thing. I think getting burned out. I think that's the
yes,
worst thing that can happen to anybody because I think that's probably even worse than depression. I don't know, maybe not,
uh,
pero it's like you become like a zombie because you're just
yes.
going on that. Maricruz está aquí. Hey, Maricruz is here.
See?
Saludos a todos, un gusto. But it's true, you know. So man, I again gratitude. You know, we got to be grateful for the people that are in our lives. We got to be grateful for the people that we work with, grateful for our family members, grateful for the people that we've had in our lives in the past and that we have in our lives now. I am so grateful for all these people that have been in my past and that have been
Yes,
part of my life in the past, that have taught me, that I've learned from, that I have shared my life and that I helped them in some way. And so it's touching. And so when I speak with somebody from the past, it's the man, I'm so happy because obviously I must have done something good because they're still talking to me. you
exactly.
know you know so I don't know, pero es la cosa, that's what we strive for. And at least for me, I'm the type of person that likes to better and enrich the lives of those around me. I've
Mhm.
always been that way. I've been more of a coach. I've always been a coach. Even when I was a little kid, I was always a coach. I was always helping my buddies. How can we improve in this? How can we improve in that? And always, I don't know. Somehow, I was always seeking advice from the older kids or the more mature
Yes.
kids that could teach me
Mhm.
something. And so,
Yeah.
that kind of deal. Pero, no, pues qué bueno. So, ¿qué van a hacer mañana, Mari? ¿Qué van a hacer mañana, Maricruz?
Mañana
¿Van
yo
a comer o
voy
qué?
a solamente mirar a mi esposo cocinar.
Oh, he loves to cook. That's right. He loves to cook.
Yes.
Solamente una vez voy a comer turkey. No, no,
So
qué bien.
he's gonna be preparing in the morning en la mañana nos reunimos con la familia de él y en la tarde con mi familia que es más desastrosa.
Ándale, sí, sí, sí,
Entonces,
no.
he's gonna be cooking for both. So en la mañana va a ser cabeza, va a ser tacos de
Oh,
cabeza,
de
algo
barbacoa, ok.
loco, algo loco que se les antojó.
Sí, sí, sí.
So he's gonna be doing that while I do other things like work, like work with you guys, be doing lives and doing other things, fun
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Y en la tarde va a ser fried turkey, peanut
Mhm.
fried turkey. I think that's
Peanut
what it
fried turkey. Órale.
is. Yeah.
Cool.
Or turkey fried in peanut oil or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, probably that. I don't know.
Sí. Entonces, él es el que va a tener a very long day.
Pobrecito.
And I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy the food.
Y para dessert,
Y
¿qué van a tener para dessert?
para
Déjala, ¿qué van a tener para
dessert,
dessert?
en la mañana no sé, pero en la tarde mi cuñada está haciendo all kinds of desserts right now for tomorrow.
Ajá, ajá.
She's doing, I don't know, she's doing all kinds and she loves to bake. So she's always baking, desserts
Ejé.
for my brother. So I don't know what she's going to be doing, but I know they're ready.
No,
I
pues
know they're ready already.
qué
Sí.
padre, man.
Y precisamente mañana voy a hablar de eso que tú estabas tocando hace rato, Ray. Poquito nomás voy a hablar de eso,
Ajá,
de
ajá.
cuando comemos la culpabilidad. O sea,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
que no haya culpabilidad, que
yeah,
no haya culpabilidad. Una de las cosas que yo digo es cuando me como algo, enjoy it and remember
yeah,
your brain is linked to your body. So it
yeah,
has an impression, your
yeah,
thoughts, have an impact in your body. So, cada que te comas ese postrecito o comas de más o ese mashed potato, lo que sea, ¿verdad? Decir, disfruto esto al máximo y la grasa se me derrite y se me sale de mi cuerpo como nada. And guess what? Your body doesn't carry that guilt and your body reacts. Your body reacts and you don't gain that weight, because you're doing it, you're talking to yourself different. And whatever your mind says, your body does. So talk to it. So para que puedas comerte eso y se salga.
Sí, no. Sí, yeah, it's true. In and out, and you lose weight.
Yes.
We leave it there. Pero sí, verdad. And I think it's all mindset. It's all mindset, And I think, in this year, my mindset has really grown a lot to where I see things on a totally different perspective than I did in 2023. And in 2020 and years before. Now I see things from a totally different point of view. I see things that, I don't know, like you see like another dimension or something like that, that kind of deal. And you know what I mean, because, you've been in this before, and of course, all of that. But when you deal in growth, cambias mucho. Little by little, pero estás cambiando, and some people change a lot and some people change a little bit, all that, pero todos sus cambios son buenos because they lead you to a positive lifestyle. And that's what we really want in the end. We want to live a positive lifestyle. Y con mucha actitud y pasión. So, yeah. So, guys, we're going to start. Well, next week we have a show, and I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe we'll bring somebody in, or I don't know. But I think that we're going to probably start a series on, I don't know, something. Marycruz and I were going to talk about that. And so what series we were going to start so that we can kind of create a little course for you guys. Maybe, I don't know. That'd be cool, right, Marycruz?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Maybe,
que nos
I don't
dejen
know.
sus sugerencias. Yeah.
What you guys want us to talk about, and we'll send it your way. Guys, we're up the hour here. So guys, we just from the team, from Adriana and Marycruz and myself, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, un maravilloso día de dar gracias, con muchas bendiciones y mucho amor y muchos abrazos de parte del equipo, que es Marycruz y Adriana y yo, su servidor Rey Martinez. And we're hoping that this year is awesome and that next year is 200% better than this year.
Yes.
200% better than this year.
Perfect.
¿Verdad? Qué bien. Marycruz, any last words here?
Nada más respecto a mañana, día de agradecimiento, y lo que estabas hablando, Ray, de esos miembros de familia, ¿verdad? Que nos hacen, que nos cambian nuestro estado, nuestro humor. I'd say, just be there with the mindset of love, of giving your best. And you know what? Sometimes when we're with that energy vibrating like that, they even change.
Yes.
They even change, and they don't react like that. So, let's, como dice, hay que soltar todo eso, sacúdete, todos esos pensamientos del pasado, como hayan actuado, whatever. You never know, they can appear different now.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you see them different and they act different.
Yes, true.
They act different. So let's come in with this mindset of love and appreciation and see the effects that it brings.
Yeah. And it's so true, because who knows, maybe from based on tomorrow, you will create and establish new relationships with people of your family that maybe you weren't too close.
Yeah.
And it all starts with your attitude. It starts with your love. It starts with your heart. and póngale mucho corazón. I think that's it. And then definitely enjoy the day, and enjoy the food, enjoy the fellowship with your familia, and whatever other friends of the family are going to join. And also think of those people that are also not around us, those that have passed away, and also those people that don't live, in areas where we live anymore. Maybe they had moved or something, and keep them in your heart, keep them in your prayers. I know that I will. I know today, Jasenia, I was really glad you're here, and hey, I hope you're doing good. I'll definitely keep you in my prayers, and I'm always here for you. So qué bueno, qué bonito. So guys, con eso sí voy a poner la música y we're gonna head out. So let me put the video, and we had a Thanksgiving video for you guys. You saw it in the beginning, so here he comes again, a little bit, no big deal. Pero los vemos next week. Adiós, un abrazo, y happy Thanksgiving Day. Bye-bye.